Alright, so today we're going to be talking about the Yeti 150 power bank. They call it a solar generator, but you know, it's basically just a battery with an inverter that you can charge stuff off of. It kind of is paired with the Nomad 20 solar panel, so if you're interested in the panel, I did a quick review on that and I'll link to it above or below in the video description. And kind of is a good pair, though you can charge this with a variety of other things. So anyway, let's just get into it. All right, so here it is. We'll do this again for you real quick. It is about, let's see here, 5 3/4 inches tall by just under 8 inches wide by about 6.5 inches deep. So those are the dimensions of this bad boy. Pretty small. It was actually smaller than I thought it would be when I got it. So on the front here is where you care about probably the most here. So we have when you turn any of these things on here, and we'll see if this light's too much. Okay, it's good actually. So when you turn it on, you see this green light for the power is on for whichever one you choose. You can turn multiple of them on at once as well, so you're not limited to just using one, and it always shows you a persistent battery display when one of them is on. So when it's off, it doesn't show you. So if you're kind of curious about how much charge you have on one of these, just flip it on and you'll see. Now these batteries do kind of deplete over time, so if you just leave it sitting for a couple months, your battery will go down even if you haven't used it at all. Anyway, so that's that. This you can see here says 80 watt max. So this is really, in my mind, it's more of a charging device than anything else, because a lot of the stuff you're going to try and run draws more than 80 watts of power. So it will, sorry for that noise, it's got rubber feet on the bottom, I guess. I can show that while we have that noise going on here. So these are actually pretty thick rubber feet, so they absorb quite a bit of impact. I haven't thrown this thing around or anything, but setting it down with the handle is non-issue. So the handle kind of sits into itself here, so you can pull that up and take it around. It kind of has a cool industrial design. And, sorry, I got ADD. I forgot what I was talking about. But that's the device. Oh yeah, I was talking about pools. So 80 watts. So I'll splice in some clips here while I'm talking that kind of show the various things that I just kind of tried around the house. A lot of them I knew whether it would work or not, but just to give you kind of a visual representation of, oh, I wonder if such and such will work. Typically anything that is a heating device, microwave, that kind of thing, pulls way more than 80 watts. Most of your power tools that are plug-in, not 20 volt batteries, are gonna pull more than 80 watts. So running a lot of devices isn't really gonna work. However, like my TV, my big giant, I actually just bought this new TV, a 4K TV. I'm kind of excited about it. Anyway, it is a 65-inch 4K TV, and it can power it. So this can power my giant TV, granted not for long, but it can actually power it. So I was kind of surprised by that, because I don't know the pool of that TV. I thought it was like 120 watts, but apparently it's probably under 80. So this device, in my mind, is really a device that will keep all of your items charged. Granted, if you have some kind of a car device, a 12 volt device that plugs into a cigarette lighter, it can run that. So sometimes those aren't just chargers, sometimes they have like travel heated blankets and those kind of weird things. So if you have those, these can charge them. I was actually thinking about picking up like one of those little heated travel blankets for when I car camp, so I could plug it in here and it wouldn't probably be able to run it the whole night, but on and off I could turn it on. So things like that is kind of how I see this system working. It would be able to charge or run kind of like some kind of a speakers. So this is kind of like a really good car camping toolbox too. So you bring it out, you can hook in some string lights or something if you want. Anything that's not battery powered that would use a plug but doesn't consume a ton of watts. So how it kind of works is if you have 80 watts, and this is a 150 watt device, then you would, if you're pulling the maximum of 80 watts, you'd have just shy of 2 hours. So 80 times 2 is 160. This can do 150. So breaking that down a little more simple, even if you have something that is pulling a consistent 50 watts, this will last you about 3 hours. So that's something to consider when you're kind of wondering, oh, I wonder if it'll run this for as long as I need it to. That's kind of a very simplified, not entirely accurate way to kind of measure that stuff. Now, Goal Zero does make bigger products here. This is basically the smallest one, the 150 watt. They make a 400. I think they make like a 1250 or 1850 or something crazy. So this is kind of the more portable device that you're going to want to use for car camping and stuff, though you could take around the bigger device. But if you have a need that requires more power, then you're going to want to get a bigger one. If you're kind of just using it to charge stuff, to power really lightweight things, then this would be great for you. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. This is just another one of those kind of prepping survival items that I just thought was cool, because in a grid down scenario, I'm gonna wanna charge power tools, lights, batteries, all that stuff, and this will be able to charge everything across these 3 devices that I will need to charge. So I'll be able to keep my things topped off and I'll be able to continue on. So in a I read a lot of survival books. Sorry, we'll start rambling. So this is the end of the review, and if you liked it, cool. Links below as always, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. And now I'll start the little rambling that I promised kind of to put towards the end. So for me, these kind of items are really fun because they're gadgets, they're electronics, but they're kind of outdoorsy. They're not really gun guy, but they fall into that whole prepper survival mentality for me. So I read a lot of post-apocalyptic books, whether it be EMP or zombies or war, financial collapse, whatever, both fiction, nonfiction. I'm really into that stuff. So I'm not a hardcore prepper. I would classify myself as a prepper, but not like a doomsday prepper. So items like this that kind of scratch that prepper itch for me, but they're also pretty practical. They also have a real life everyday use. I really like them a lot. So these kind of items that can both be actually functional, but actually a prepper type item, I really like them. So that's why I'm really excited about this. Oh, and I forgot to mention it. I said I would be doing this at the end of my videos, talking about what I'm reviewing coming up. So in the next video or two, I'm going to be reviewing the TLR6. So this is the universal kit, though I got 2 of them. The other one is just for like the Glock 42, Glock 43. So I'll probably be mounting this on a Glock 26 and as well as a Glock 43. So stay tuned for that review. If you have any questions about this light, let me know in the comments below. All right, thanks for watching. As always, links to these things are in the description below. So if you're interested in them and you want to find out more info, just go down in the video description and click them. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking the video if you thought it was informative, helpful, entertaining, whatever. And hey, if you're not subscribed yet, click that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. All right, take care.